today is the filing deadline for the state's primary elections next March. So when the dust settles this evening, voters will know who they have to choose from for our elections, ranging from the Texas House all the way up to the U.S. Senate. And in the last hour, we started to see a shift in who is running in what race. Colin Allred is now dropping out of the U.S. Senate race. That is just breaking news that we're following now. ION Politics reporter Jack Fink has been working his phones. He's been working his sources all weekend long as all of this news has been unfolding. Jack is live for us now in Dallas. So Allred, he's already jumping into a congressional race, Jack, as another candidate is now looking at the U.S. Senate race, right?
Well, Ken, this is a major last-minute shakeup in the Texas Democratic Party and for the Dallas Democratic Party as well. And Colin Allred's announcement earlier this morning that he is dropping out of the U.S. Senate race and instead of running, he'll be running for the newly drawn 33rd Congressional District comes hours before the state's 6 p.m. deadline tonight for candidates to file their campaign paperwork for the upcoming March 3rd primary. We're here at the Dallas County Democratic Party headquarters in Dallas, and Allred, just in the last 15 minutes, filed his paperwork to run in this newly drawn 33rd Congressional District, which is now entirely in Dallas County. And this will set up a primary fight with the Congresswoman who succeeded him in Congress. More on that in a minute. But Allred's move all but cements now the likelihood that Jasmine Crockett, the Dallas congressman, will run for U.S. Senate and leave behind her seat in Congress. This clears a path for her. With Allred's departure from the Senate race, Crockett is set to run against State Representative James Tallarico of Austin. He raised $6.2 million in the first 3 weeks after he announced his campaign. He's also generated national headlines. Allred said he was dropping out of the Senate race because he didn't want a long, protracted, nasty primary fight for a statewide office. He said it was time to unite the party, but he said he's running for Congress because he felt like he is the strongest candidate in this race, and he says he wants to shake things up.
But I'm going in not just to leave things as they are. I want to shake it up. This Congress has completely abdicated its responsibilities. It's forgotten that it's Article 1 of the Constitution that deals with the Congress. They have completely, I think, left the American people wondering if there's any leadership at all out there.
Now, Congresswoman Crockett has warmed up to the idea to run for U.S. Senate over the past couple of months. I interviewed her several weeks ago, and she told me that she was, at the time, doing all the polling to determine whether she could win a general election, not just the Democratic primary. Take a listen.
Ultimately, if that polling comes back and says that there's any Democrat that has a chance of winning in the way that I think we can win Texas, then I am going to support whoever that is. I am testing for the two other major candidates that are in this race, and I am going to be transparent and open up my polling, my internal polling that I spent a lot of money on. I'm going to open it up to them because this isn't about me. None of this should be about any individual. But at the end of the day, if the numbers are strong, that I am our best shot, then it's bigger than my district. It's bigger than the state of Texas. This is about the country, because we know if we can change the Senate map in this country, then that's where we start to get wins.
So Congresswoman Crockett is set to hold a news conference at 4:30 this afternoon in Dallas. And as I mentioned before, Allred will now face a primary challenge to get back into Congress. Congresswoman Julie Johnson of Farmers Branch has already filed to run in the 33rd Congressional District. Her seat in the 32nd Congressional District will now become a Republican majority seat, which is why she moved to the 33rd. We know that former LULAC National President Domingo Garcia considered jumping into the race. He told me this morning he has decided not to run. And there is another sign, Ken, that Crockett is going to run for U.S. Senate, and that is senior pastor Freddie Haynes of the Friendship West Baptist Church in Dallas has already filed his paperwork to run for her old seat, the 30th Congressional District. That was this morning. We're also expecting Congressman Mark Vesey of Fort Worth to jump into that race to run for Crockett's old seat as well. This is a game of political musical chairs because right now there are 3 Democrats representing Congress from North Texas. Under the new maps that were approved, there will only be 2 of them. Ken?
Jack, a lot of names, that's for sure. Wondering, was Allred's announcement a surprise to you?
Well, in some ways it was, and in some ways it wasn't. It wasn't because there were a lot of Democrats who were wondering if Crockett gets in, what would Allred's path be to a victory? So there was doubt about that. And Democrats also expressed some disappointment that you have all these big name candidates potentially running for the U.S. Senate seat and not running for some of the other statewide contests for governor, for lieutenant governor, and for Texas Attorney General. But the Democrats felt there was an opening because they believe that the Attorney General, Ken Paxton, is going to win the Republican primary for U.S. Senate. And because of his political baggage, they believe he is vulnerable in a general election. Now, I was surprised, and I think a lot of people were really stunned, quite frankly, that he decided to run for the 33rd Congressional District. He gave up his seat in Congress, and I don't think anybody saw this coming, Ken.
Yeah. All right, Jack. Well, as you mentioned, this is a game of political musical chairs now, and we're going to be watching sort of how all of this plays out. We appreciate it, Jack. So much, of course, will be happening throughout the day. We're going to be on top of it. Look for updates online and on the stream throughout the day. And Jack will be in place for Jasmine Crockett's announcement. That is expected during CBS News Texas at 4 o'clock. Again, that'll happen sometime around 4:30.